Welcome back to the 5th Platform Builder tutorial. We're going to look at advanced mode and how to use those tools to create doorways and pipes to help you move around your levels in different kinds of ways. If I start a new project, it's going to ask me if I want to begin in advanced mode. We're actually going to start in simple mode, and you'll see why in a minute. One thing about simple mode is that there are pop-up messages from your assistant to help new users of Platform Builder understand what's going on. You didn't see them in the earlier tutorials because I didn't want them distracting us, and since I'm the developer of Platform Builder, I do what I want. Apart from these pop-up messages, the one big difference between simple and advanced mode is that advanced mode allows you to use multiple starting points. You might wonder, well, why would I need different starting points for my character? A lot of reasons, actually. Like in the example file, you may have noticed that in the first level, there are 2 starting points. One where the level begins, for when you start the level, but then you go through the door, and when you come back, you appear by the door. That's a second starting point for this area. Long story short, with the multiple starting points, you are able to connect your levels and overworlds in all sorts of different ways. So, for comparison, as long as we're still in simple mode, I'll make a new level, drop down my character, give it some ground to stand on. When I click test, I start right where I placed my character. If I place another character and try to test, Platform Builder doesn't like that. You can only have one character active in your game. Now, if I have 2-player co-op, that's another thing. That works fine. I can have player 1 and player 2 because they are different. But in simple mode, I can only have one starting point for player 1 and player 2. Now, this can be nice because it's simple. If I go back to my overworld, drop the character down, set a level icon, all I have to do is select a level to start in, and we're ready to go. With advanced mode, it gets a little more advanced, but we have more options. So let's check it out. If I go to Game Setup, Other Settings, and tick Advanced Mode, it will warn me that I can't go back, which is fine. Now we are in Advanced Mode. Now, things are a little different. When I place a character, it will ask me for a Spawn ID. Your Spawn ID can be any combination of numbers, letters, words, whatever, as long as it is different from any other starting point in your area. Most people keep it simple, so let's just stick with 1. That could work, but if I click Edit and select the first character, we see that he is also 1, and we can't have matching Spawn IDs. So let's put this at 2. If I test now, it will ask me which Spawn ID to use. So if I do 1, I begin here. If I test with Spawn ID 2, I begin here. As for 2-player mode, player 1 and player 2 should have the same Spawn ID, so let's add player 2 back in. Now, when I test in 2-player mode, it will work with both players active. If you haven't figured this out yet, these characters at the top are not your only spawn items. You can also spawn characters from pipes. These little green boxes indicate a spawn point for player 1, and these lighter green icons indicate a spawn point for player 2. The arrows tell you what direction the character will begin moving from within the pipe. So I could select this to spawn player 1, select the character. There's only one character we've made in this game, so that's fine. Let's give it something different for Spawn ID, say Matthew, my name, or the Jewish tax collector who started following Jesus around and wrote a book about it. Okay, now we can finish the pipe. And if I hit test and enter Matthew as my Spawn ID, the character appears here. Let me show you how this actually becomes useful. I use Spawn IDs a lot in the example file, so let's go there. Okay, so for the sake of example, I want to show you how level 2 is structured in the example file. The level 2 icon is right here. If I click edit, I can open this up and let's select this. This is where we start, course 2A. And when I select that, it is a spawn ID of 1. That's going to be the case whenever you lay down new level icons. Like if I dropped in this guy right here, it's going to ask me for a course to start in, you know, and then I select it and then I give it a spawn ID of whatever I choose. Whoops, I can't type. But in any case, this is already set up. So let me show you this level. We're going to go to the level manager, water, course 2A, and we begin here. And recall that we start in spawn ID 1. So players 1 and player 2 are both spawn ID 1, which is right how we want it. You traverse through this level, make your way to this point here, and this, let me just move this out so you can kind of see this. This icon causes the character to go to a different part of the level. It takes them to course 2B with a spawn ID of 1. So when they go in the pipe, they're going to hit this icon here, and that's going to move them to course 2B. The spawn ID of 1 is a spawn point here for the pipe. As you can see, this is character 2 with spawn ID 1, and character 1 is actually hidden right behind this tile here. You can't really see it, but this is the spawn part of the pipe for character 1, also spawn ID 1, and so they're going to appear here, go through this pipe over here, and then they're going to go again into this icon, which takes us to course 2, course 2C with a spawn ID 1. So that moves them right in here. They pop out right here. This is spawn ID 1, and then you get the item, you go back. I think it's actually, let me just remove this. Yeah, see, there's some hidden stuff there. But when they go back, this takes them back to course 2B, but this time it's spawn ID 2. And that's significant because spawn ID 2 over course 2B is over here at the end. See this? So now they're going to start over here, and they're going to move out this direction. So they'll go back through this pipe, and they'll hit this item, which takes them back to course 2A with the spawn ID 2, which is right here. As you can see, we've just made a loop to and from the inner area of the water level. Now they have the key. They're able to traverse their way through here and go down here. Again, this is hidden, but we have this icon right here, which takes them back here to course 2B, only this time it's spawn ID 3. And spawn ID 3 is behind this for player 1 and 2. As you can see, they go out here, go through here, and now they're in this area where they traverse underwater to make their way through this way. And that's basically how this level is structured. As you can see, spawn IDs do a lot to help characters find their ways around levels, and so you can do all sorts of fun arrangements along the way. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about advanced mode. Not too crazy. Hopefully all of that made sense. With multiple starting points, you can have doorways and pipes go in and out of things. You can construct courses with multiple areas going on with all different places you can go. You could even disable overworlds entirely from game setup and create your own overworld using an area and doors that take you to different levels. It's all up to you. The next video will dive even further into the power of Platform Builder with the use of secret exits, revealing new pathways and hidden levels in your games. I'll see you there.